Hashem Svasai Tivtach Ufia Gitzvasacha. We're now in the third parak of Tehillim. This parak speaks to times in our lives where we're surrounded by feelings of hopelessness, despair, trouble, difficulty. What's interesting, however, is that this kapitel of Tehillim starts off Mizmor LeDavid. It's a Mizmor. It's a joyful exclamation of David. Shouldn't it be called Kina? Well, let's first discuss exactly what the historical reference is of this parak. One would think that David HaMelech, who wrote or compiled the Tehillim, experienced lots of different things in his life. Here, he's running away from Absalom, his son. Well, after Absalom was able to, he was the second eldest, the eldest son of David HaMelech raped his sister, and Absalom killed him. And then Absalom was a charismatic, beautiful, long-haired, loved the people, liberal guy who just had an enormous following, and he tried to overtake David's kingdom. Not only was he charismatic to the people, but he took over Achitophel and many of David's closest advisors. And all of them turned against David to the point where David had to flee. And when he's fleeing from Absalom, and he's fleeing crying with sackcloth, that he has to flee because it's a strategic move, and he leaves behind 10 wives, which Absalom ultimately has relations with a wife on the roof for all to see. I mean, there is, when you think about sorrows, when you think about troubles, I mean, this is like really, really, really a difficult time in David's life, but it's a Mizmor. Some say that it is a Mizmor because the word Mizmor LeDavid was added later. Others say that it's a Mizmor because David saw in Ruach HaKodesh that it was going to be okay. Mizmor LeDavid is different LeDavid Mizmor. Some places in Tehillim it says LeDavid Mizmor. It's a reversal of these words. When it says Mizmor LeDavid, it means that David sang, and through singing and making himself a conduit of happiness, he was able to get Nevuah, the Shekhinah. When it is LeDavid Mizmor, that's when David has the Shekhinah and Nevuah at first, and then he sings the song as a result. So here, he is able to sing, and through that, he is encouraged, he gets this good feeling, and then he gets Nevuah. Hashem, marabut sarai. My foes are so many. Rabim kamim alai. There's so many people that are rising up against me. Rabim omrim lenafshi. So many are saying, ein yeshua salo balokim sela. So many are saying that there's no hope for me, that I'm going to lose the kingdom, that you have left me, that you are not with me anymore. And he uses the word sela. But you Hashem, Magain ba'adi, but you are my shield, you're the shield that protects me. So first he recognizes that life is tough for him right now, that there's a difficulty. But then he acknowledges that Hashem, I have bitachon in you, you are my shield, you will always protect me and take care of me. And that's why Kol El Hashem, Koli El Hashem Ekra, so I call out to you. V'ya anini, and of course you answer me Mahar Kodso, again the word Selah. And then, what is the proof that that he really believes in Hashem and that he feels Hashem? V'ani shachavti, I went to sleep, v'ashina, and I woke up. How many? And when I woke up, ki Hashem smachini, because of Hashem, you're the one. I didn't have a sleepless night. I didn't worry and have all of the worries on my shoulders so that I twisted and turned and couldn't do it. I had bitachon in you, Hashem, and I went to sleep okay, which reminds us of Vayashkim Avram Baboker. Avram, the night before he's going to sacrifice his son, he wakes up. What do you mean he wakes up? He slept the night before. Who sleeps under those circumstances? Avram did. And here, David HaMelech does too. And he sleeps knowing, Lo ira merot am asher safiv shatzu alai. I don't fear the people and anything that's around me. I don't fear that I'm being surrounded, that there's going to be a difficulty. He knows that Achitofel is a genius. The tzaddikim, the rabbeim, the rabbanim of the time have also gone against him and said that it's not going to be good for him. And that he knows Hashem told him, you're going to be punished. And this is what's going to happen to you. And it's all coming true. And yet, it's okay. Kuma Hashem, rise up Hashem, Hoshieni, and save me. Ki hikitat kol oivai lechi, because you smashed my foes, Shnei Rishim Shibarta, and you broke their teeth. You really, you see, you understand, you feel what David is telling us when times are tough. Have bitachon. Know that Hashem loves us and He's going to take care of us. And do what you have to do, which is daven to Him. Daven to Him and believe in Him. And then he says, La Hashem hayeshua al amcha b'chasecha sela. And he gives a tefillah at the end. And he says, all of salvations from Hashem, and that the blessing bracha should be on Bnei Yisrael, that they should have salvation forever. He uses the word Selah 3 times. Michal Horowitz says something very beautiful. She comments that Selah is an interesting word. Some say it's for poetic reasons, that it's kind of a song. It shows like the end of a refrain. And it really is localized to Tehillim. Others say that it is the word like forever, indeed. But she says something beautiful that she came to, and she said that the word Selah has a samach, a lamed, and a hey. Samach, when you extend the word samach, is smicha, which is to lean on. When a person gets smicha, it's like he's leaning on his Rebbe from before. The lamed is lamed, or limud, to learn, and Hashem. When you lean on Hashem, and then you learn to study the Torah, so you really strengthen your emunah, then Hashem is in your life, and that's Selah. That will carry you through all difficult times and through all challenges. We use this in Kriya Shema Lamita before we go to sleep, also to highlight that we can go to sleep. We can go to sleep from our problems and know that Hashem, in the morning we will wake up and it will be a new day. How often we have difficulties in life, but if we can take the Selah from David HaMelech and we can understand where bitachon is, it's that branch that we can grab onto to help us across the difficulties in our life. That is the power. And when we think of our own problems, and we can think David HaMelech, he understood. He really went through hard times. He really went through hopelessness. And he came out with bitachon. It gives us strength to come out with bitachon as well.